got a lot of people out there that call themselves true boxing fans, but they don't really follow the sport as a whole. And as I say, in some of my videos, man, I use hashtags. One is real boxing fans watch all 17, and the other one is real boxing fans watch the women. And we're gonna highlight women's boxing, man. And over the years, we've had a lot of women come and go that were actually excellent fighters and dominant in their own right in their respective divisions at a specific time. One thing Bo had mentioned in one of the groups that we're all in, who's the most dominant fighter in the welterweight division? He didn't say men or women. He said dominant welterweight today. He put Manny Pacquiao, he put Cecilia Brækhus, and then he put some motherfuckers that don't matter. It was just between Manny and Cecilia. He wanted to see how many people even knew who Cecilia Brækhus was, and an overwhelming amount picked Manny Pacquiao. Now, that is true for people that don't know women's boxing. If you know who Cecilia Brækhus is, she's currently the only undisputed champion in all of boxing, men and women. We got, entities in the game like Mayweather Promotions, and I think Rock Nation was the ones that wanted Clarissa Shields on that undercard of Andre Ward and Sergey Kovalev. So we got entities in boxing that are actually trying to get women's boxing out there. And as I say about, the fans needing to petition to keep ducking out of boxing, it's the same thing with women's boxing. If we want these women to get the spotlight, we have to call for it. We have to ask for it. We need to help these promoters who are actually trying to showcase women's boxing. We need to help them, want to do it more by us, the fans, calling for this shit. There's a lot of fighters out there, women's fighters that are out there that we're not able to see and that we're not privy to that are actually very entertaining fighters. So I just want to say shout out to the women. Hopefully we can get this problem rectified in 2017 and we can see more women's boxing.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy 2K the God, my man Sus. Welcome to the Gods of Boxing Talk. Now, for this segment, we want to do something very, very, very special. You know what I'm saying? All the beautiful women out there. My nigga Sus. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
We don't ever hear motherfuckers breaking down women's boxing, and it's a travesty because there's some very good women fighters out there. You got Heather Hardy, you got Clarissa Shields, you got Cecilia Brækhus. We got some very good women boxers out there, and I'm about to cover one now who is probably arguably the second best women's fighter out there that's active right now. On the undercard of James DeGale Badu Jack, it will be Amanda Serrano, who is currently the WBO Women's Super Bantamweight Champion, versus tough, rugged, veteran, and former, I think she's a former 3-time champion, fam.
Nice.
Yazmin Rivas.
Okay.
This is an excellent fight. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, Yazmin Rivas has been around the block. This girl pulled a Canelo. She's from Mexico. She's only, 28 years old? They're both 28 years old. But Yazmin Rivas turned pro in 2001. Do the math. That's 13. Yazmin Rivas turned pro in Mexico at 13 years old.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? This is an excellent fight. Now, let me get to the logistics. Amanda Serrano, she's a southpaw, 5'5", 63-inch reach. She's 30 wins. Yeah, real short, real cute. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She's second. She's probably second pound for pound in terms of fighting and looks, fam, to Cecilia Brækhus. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
Anyway, my bad, you too. Like, I'm still a man. Still a man at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? But she's 30 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, 23 by way of KO. Got Evander Holyfield's nickname, the real deal. You know what I'm saying? Now, her 1 loss was to Freda Wahlberg, a unanimous decision loss back in April of 2012, and I'll get to that why that's kind of important when I break down her style. Yazmin Rivas, she's 5'4" with a 63-inch reach. She only has a 1-inch height disadvantage in this fight. She's 35-9 with one draw. Only 10 of her wins by knockout. But here's the kicker: she has 9 losses, but she's never been knocked out.
Okay.
And
Nice.
she gets into fucking slugfest like a motherfucker, bruh.
Dang.
Like I said, she's a former 3-time champion. She's a former WBA super flyweight champion. She's a former IBF bantamweight champion. She defended that title 5 times. And she's the former WBC bantamweight champion. She defended that title 4 times. So she's not a slouch by any stretch of the imagination. Like I said, man, really tough fighter. She gets in the slugfest like crazy. She starts off kind of slow though in her fight. She'll come in with that 1-2, the jab, straight right, back up, jab, straight right, back up. Kind of amateurish with it. Not really mixing up. But if you get too fucking close, that's when that motherfucker will start slugging. It's
Beehive.
Yeah, you know what this shit kind of remind me of, fam? Kind of remind me of a snake. Like, you can fuck with a snake from a distance.
Yeah.
And they go be like, what, nigga? And you keep fucking with it. And then they go perk up like, hold up, nigga, let me stand. And niggas start doing this shit like, nigga, what the fuck? Bring your ass closer, nigga.
Yeah.
And if you get too goddamn close, you will strike your bitch ass. That's exactly how Yazmin Rivas is. And if you get too close and she starts slugging, then you're like, oh, hold up, my bad. I got too close, let me back up. Nope. She will continue to apply pressure. Okay.
Stay on you.
Now, she's not a power puncher by any means, but she's so tough that if you get into a slugfest with her, you're probably going to lose that matchup. You know what I'm saying? You're going to lose that exchange.
Yeah.
Right? Amanda Serrano, excellent fighter. Now, I just talked about slugfest, but Amanda Serrano, she applies pressure in a totally different aspect to what Yazmin Rivas does. Amanda Serrano reminds me of Oscar Valdez, a woman's Oscar Valdez.
Hey.
By the way she uses footwork to get on the inside. She throws a lot of wide shots, but her fucking shots are very fucking accurate. She digs to the body. You can see her plant and just digging. To the opponent's body, fam. As Seth mentioned earlier, she has an excellent jab. That jab is primarily used as kind of like a decoy punch, in my opinion. It's good, but she's just using that shit so she can get inside your ass and start teeing off on you. Infinite fucking stamina, fam. Like, this motherfucker don't never get tired. You know what I'm saying?
Kevin Gates' little sister.
Word.
And
never get tired, fam. And it's very hard to keep her off of you. But the chink in her armor is she lacks defense. When she's not applying pressure, she'll stand on the outside and move her head a little bit. When she gets in the zone, she's in a fucking zone. She's not worried about getting hit. You know what I'm saying? She's never been knocked out. She only has that one loss. But she was thoroughly outboxed by Frida. Damn, I forgot her fucking name. Damn, nigga, Frida Wahlberg. Sorry.
Yeah.
Thoroughly outboxed by Frida Wahlberg. I think a fighter who has excellent boxing ability can get the upper hand on Amanda Serrano. Fortunately for her, that's not Yazmin Rivas. Now, I mentioned on the Movement podcast, and if you watch the beginning of the video, I took an excerpt from the final blow I did on our podcast, and I talked about how women's boxing needs to be paid more attention to by these so-called true boxing fans, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not dissing anybody out there. I'm just saying, as motivation, women, they put their fucking life on the line just like the men do. And the problem here is it's for a lot less money and a lot less exposure. And the funny thing is they got a lot more heart. You won't see quitters like Nicholas Walters in the women's ranks. You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers ain't quitting, dog. Real talk.
Yeah.
So I think this is an excellent fight. I know Frida Wahlberg is kicking herself in the ass right now. She's since retired. I think she retired in 2009. But she's watching, if she's still paying attention, Amanda Serrano become one of the best and dominant fighters in the sport. And her being the lone woman to have ever derailed that train. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I got Amanda Serrano by unanimous decision in this fight.
Hey.
She will be defending that WBO strap. Yazmin Rivas will have a chance to be a 4-time champion, but I think she's going to fall short. Serrano's just on a whole nother level. I wish Amanda Serrano could go to welterweight and fight my girl. You know what I'm saying? Cecilia Brackes. That would be a motherfucking mega fight in women's boxing, but unfortunately, she's like 20 pounds less. I mean, motherfuckers move up all the time. You know, Floyd did it.
Hey,
you know, Layla Ali did it. Ann Wolf did it. You know, motherfuckers move up. Mia St. John did it. Christy Martin did it. Motherfuckers move up all the time. So, you know, maybe we can get that fight in the future. Cecilia Bragg's will whoop her ass because she has the exact style. She has the exact style needed to beat an Amanda Serrano. But I'm just going to be there to provide comfort for the loser, you know what I'm saying? Because it's going to be a whole lot of tears at the end of the fight. And, you know.
Yep. I got 2 shoulders. Just,
yeah.
You know, whichever one you want.
Oh, stupid, man. But, in reference to the excerpt that I put in the beginning of the video about how we need to pay more attention to women's boxing, man, I want to ask my man Sess. You know, we've got 2 promotional companies that have recently put women's fights on their undercard. Unfortunately, Cecilia Brackes has not gotten that fucking opportunity yet, but I feel it's coming. Cecilia Brackes, by the way, is the only undisputed champion. Not undisputed. Yeah, I had it right. Undisputed, sorry. Brain fart. The only undisputed champion in all of boxing. She has all 4 major sanctioning bodies wrapped around her waist at welterweight. No other fighter is undisputed in men or women's boxing. So, you promoters out there, her next fight, try to get that shit on your undercard. But we've had Rock Nation put Clarissa Shields on their undercard. It wasn't televised, but they were still there, and they actually promoted her. And then now you have TMT putting Amanda Serrano on their undercard. And I think this fight is actually televised. I'm not sure. I got to do more research on that. But with that said, how do you feel about those promoters actually shedding light on women's boxing? Is that a good thing?
Oh, man, it's first off, excellent breakdown.
Word.
But man, that's a great thing. You know, it kind of takes me back to the days of Christy Martin, Mia St. John, Layla Ali. You know, we can't forget that women are a part of this sport as well.
Right.
You know, and if you cover them more, they're just, you know, they're just as much as part of this sport as men are. You know, the risk is still the same in terms of physicality. You know, they're going up against a woman that was in a 6 to 8 week training camp that's in there to do damage, you know, just like they're in there to do damage, you know, and they're putting their life on the line just like these guys are. So, you know, it kind of really speaks to the disparity between men and women in the workplace. Boxing is an excellent example of that. You know, when you start talking about women being underpaid and, you know, men making so much more money than women in the workplace and all this other, you know, all this other shit, not to be too political, but boxing is an excellent example.
Right.
You know, because the women don't get paid nearly what the men do.
No.
You know, and it's for so many reasons. You know, the guys attract a lot of attention. You know what I mean? But when I look at an individual, and I don't mean to bring her up because we don't really even talk about her on this show, but when I look at an individual like a Ronda Rousey, right, who to me, she, and we all know as boxing fans, Ronda Rousey was made. You know, she didn't necessarily have the skill set to be what they made her into.
Yep.
You know, these women in boxing are scraping. I mean, just with their nails. You know, just every bit as hard, and they're not getting any recognition for it. You know, it takes me back to what Golden Boy did with putting Ronda Rousey on the front cover of Ring magazine, and how shitty that was to the women that are actually in here who are 10 times better than Ronda Rousey.
Absolutely.
You know, they completely overlooked her. And to be honest with you, and this is not any shot at Ronda Rousey or her fan base or anything, but Cecilia Brækhus and Amanda Serrano are light years prettier than...
Hell yeah! Nigga, Ronda Rousey's fucking ugly, dog. I was never attracted. The bitch is built. Her fucking shoulders look like she should be in the goddamn midfield for the motherfucking Minnesota Vikings, nigga.
Yeah.
Big ass shoulders and shit. Oh, ugly ass mother. Anyway, my bad. Go ahead, dog. Meanwhile, Cecilia Brækhus is. She's a work of art. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Fuck out of here, man.
Damn. My bad, 2K. You know, I didn't mean to get your blood pressure up, man. But I mean, it'll do that to you when you really look at it that way. You know, like I said, if you really want to look at it, man, these girls should be, whenever they have a fight, especially when you have the Amanda Serranos and the Cecilia Brækhus of the world, they should be on somebody's undercard, and it should be televised. You know, in my mind, you know, I appreciate Rock Nation and Main Events for putting Clarissa Shields' first professional fight on, but it wasn't on the live broadcast of the actual event.
Yeah.
You know, it was, I guess you would call it a dark fight or a dark show or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But still, they did it, you know, and I appreciated that because I was very interested in seeing Clarissa Shields. And I take my hat off to TMT Promotions, you know, and Showtime for putting Amanda Serrano on the undercard. Hopefully it's going to be televised. But I believe it's a huge problem in the sport that we're not promoting these women. Promoters and networks have to understand, when you talk about putting women's boxing on, a lot of times, especially with boxing fans, I think just fight fans in general, a lot of times it's not about establishing that dominance from just day one, because they're not gonna really know who this person is. Mm-hmm. You know, you have to look at it from a relatability standpoint. Is this person relatable? Are women gonna feel like, you know, are they gonna be empowered by watching this woman get in the ring like they were watching Ronda Rousey get in the cage?
Right.
You know, and like I said, that's first thing first. Then the dominance comes after we start to know who this lady really is. So that should be the starting point. You know, you always want to empower women, especially when it's in a combat sport, because women are not typically seen in that light.
Yeah.
You know, but boxing has really done a disservice to the women's division, and to me, it's not even on the level of a WNBA. You know, it's on the level of like a women's football, where the women, in order to play the sport that they love, because clearly the women out there love football because they can actually play, they can actually throw, they can actually run, they can actually hit.
know one that played, you know what I'm saying? Professional women's football, yeah.
There we
Absolutely.
Go.
That bitch hit like a man.
And see, yep. But it's almost to the level of a women's football, to where, like I said, in order for the women to play the game they love, they kind of have to degrade themselves and go out and wear, these little ass shirts, these little ass panties.
Like what Clarissa Shields has already done. She made nude. She made nude photos. I mean, of course, she had the gloves covering her breasts, but she was completely nude, and it was for ESPN. Yeah. And this was before she had her first pro fight. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man.
Yep. I forgot all about that. So we just have to get out of that mindset. And I know, we just said, you know, how pretty these two women are, but at the end of the day, they can fucking fight.
We
You
still
know, and
respect
that's
them
what
as
I want to
fighters.
see.
We still
Exactly.
I mean, I respect
Exactly.
I respect Clarissa Shields as a fighter, and I'll go in the past. My favorite women's fighter is Ann Wolf. That's a nigga. That's a motherfucking nigga. You know what I'm saying? I ain't fucking with Ann Wolf. Shit, she's what, 4 hours away from me? I will not drive to Austin and be like, yo, Ann Wolf, hey, nigga, I'm calling you out. Nope. Not after what she did to that big ass beast. Remember that fight? That big, ugly, light-skinned motherfucker that she knocked clean, smooth the fuck out? Hell nah. That ain't happening to me. But my point is, like he said, we're saying they pretty, but we respect all women fighters at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
I mean,
absolutely.
Clarissa Shields is not attractive to me, but I'm happy that she was on the undercard of the fucking Andre Ward Sergey Kovalev fight.
Right on. Exactly. So, to answer your question, 2K, man, I think it's a great thing. I'm actually looking forward to watching both of them fight. You know, I really do want to see it. You know, I think it's a great segue into what's to come on the card. You know, to start the show off. So, definitely a great thing, man. And hopefully, this is repetitive. Hopefully, these promoters and networks will pick this up. You know, nobody's asking for these ladies to start main eventing cards and shit like that. We're not, you know, nobody's asking for that.
Nah, man.
But boxing needs all the help it can get.
Yeah.
And this is great.
And like I said earlier, man, the women have much more heart
Absolutely.
as a whole than the men. Even like, you know, I'm going to take my man. I made this comparison before, but most recently my man Twan made it. Shout out to my man Twan. Women's basketball, even in that sport, they have more heart than the men do. You could tell a woman athlete as a coach to execute this play, and she will go out there and try to execute it to the best of her fucking ability. Whereas a man, and this is a star female player now, whereas a male star player will try to change the play up for you and shit. You know what I'm saying? It just totally different in commitment and heart. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And this is exactly how the women fighters are. A whole nother level when it comes to commitment and heart, man. This is another reason why they deserve and we are obligated to give them our attention as boxing fans.
Yep.
You two, we're going to conclude this video right here. Let us know what you think about women's boxing. Do what you do in the comment section. Will be real. This is real talk for real fans. 1.